Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Sadler-Jones. I'm the City Administrator, and I'd like to call to order the License and Variance Board meeting at 10:02 a.m. Board members present. To my left is Brian Marcos. He's the Deputy Fire Chief, and to his left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works. Elsa Thompson is our Administrative Services Coordinator, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item is a public hearing, variance for reduction of front yard setback for fence from 50 feet to 10 feet along South Cobb Drive, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. Lee Staggs is the applicant. Is Mr. Staggs here? Can you step to the podium, please? And for the record, can you give a background on your first variance request?
It's to allow the parking of our vehicles and also a building that we previously had approved for storing our equipment.
Can you speak into the mic more?
So basically that would give us enough room to do so.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant at this time? All right, at this time we'll have Joey Stobbs makes comments, and you can just actually sit on the front row, please.
Joey Stobbs, Planner 2, Community Development. Applicants requesting a variance at 2291 South Cobb Drive to reduce the front yard setback from 50 feet to 10 feet for a fence. This was heard by the board about a month ago, and it was tabled so the applicant could work with the adjoining properties to find a reasonable solution that would appease all the parties. I think they may have accomplished that with this revision. Originally, the fence along South Cobb Drive was an 8-foot wooden privacy fence, but due to concerns from the adjoining properties, they revised that fence to be a 6-foot iron fence. So that'll be, we'll have visibility through the fence, so it won't disrupt visibility to the adjoining properties. That was the basics of that one. We've recommended approval with some conditions. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application, to a 20-foot wide gate with Knox boxes required for fire department access. 3, a 20-foot wide clearance shall be maintained in the parking lot for fire department turnaround. An additional condition to add a curb along the south side of the property to divert water to Ventura Drive.
Any questions for the staff? At this time, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Good morning.
Good morning.
And for the record, can you please state your name?
Yes, my name is James on a banjo, and we're right next to the property. We're at 2289 South Cobb Drive. And the initial concern was the wooden fence obscuring our property. And based on the new proposal, it seems to have accomplished that problem. Okay. So,
all right. Thank you very much.
As long as it's an iron fence, it's fine. If it's going to be a wooden fence, then that's where we had some the disagreements on that.
Okay, and it's my understanding it is an iron fence. Okay,
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. And anyone else would like to speak? And for the applicant, can you step back up to the podium, please? Our staff stated the 4 conditions. Are you okay with those 4 conditions?
We are.
Okay, all right. All right, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve variance request V 18-014, reduction of front yard setback for a fence from 50 feet to 10 feet on .41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive. Motion to approve.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18014. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing. Variance request V18015, reduction of front yard setback for fence for 35 feet, from 35 feet to 10 feet along Ventura Drive, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. Lee Staggs is the applicant. And Mr. Staggs, do you want to speak on this one?
Yes, and this also was to provide security and for the building and our parked vehicles at the back.
Any questions for the applicant? All right.
I did have a question, Mr. Saggs. For the parking, in terms of the setbacks that you're asking for and the designated parking, is that clearly visible for the employees to see where they need to park so that there's access for fire trucks?
It is.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. At this time, Joey Stobbs.
This request was also tabled along with the South Cobb Drive variance. The major issues were with the South Cobb Drive fence, but nothing has changed with the Ventura Drive fence. It's still an 8-foot wooden privacy fence. The changes were made along South Cobb and down the southern property line, where that's majority of it is iron fence as well. But this is as originally was proposed, and we recommend approval with those same 4 conditions.
And for the applicant, do you accept the 4 conditions as stated for this particular agenda item? Okay. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this item, please step to the podium at this time. All right. Any other questions for the staff? All right. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
V 18-015, reduction of front yard setback for fence from 35 feet to 10 feet along Ventura Drive, land lot 347.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, with the conditions as read into the record by staff.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18015. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18025, allow reduction of side setback from 10 feet to 5 feet for construction of new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628, 3336 Creekwood Trail, Rachel and Greg McCullough. The applicant has withdrawn this request. So, do we still need to just vote on it? Okay. All right. I'd like to entertain a motion to remove this request as stated at the request of the applicant.
Motion to remove this variance request V 18-025 from the agenda.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we remove variance request V18025. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18026, allow front setback reduction from 35 feet to 16 feet for the construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628, 3336 Creekwood Trail, Rachel and Greg McCullough. Are they here? Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning. McCullough?
Okay, and Ms. McCullough, can you tell us about your second variance request here?
Yes, this is in combination with the next two variance requests. In combination, they would allow the build of a new construction home on the reference lot. Without this setback variance, there is not sufficient room to build a large enough building on the property.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant in regards to the second agenda item? Okay. All right, Ms. McCullough, if you can have a seat on the front row, and we'll have our staff, Joey Stopp, makes comments.
It's a variance to reduce the front setback from 35 feet to 16 feet for construction of a new single-family home. This property is encumbered by many stream buffers. This front setback reduction is necessary to stay out of the 25-foot undisturbed state buffer. If they were to encroach in the state buffer, they would have to go through a lot more other boards to get approved. So they're asking for this setback to stay clear of that buffer, and then the other buffers we'll go through later. But we've recommended approval, have not heard any opposition regarding the request. Recommend approval with one condition, that approval is conditioned upon substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application.
And for the applicant, do you accept the condition as stated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the staff? At this time, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
E16-026, allow front setback reduction from 35 feet to 16 feet for the construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628-3336, Creekwood Trail, with the condition as read into the record by staff.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V16026. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18027. Allow encroachment into 50-foot undisturbed stream buffer for the construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628-3336 Creekwood Trail. Rachel and Greg McCullough.
Hi. Variance, again, due to the stream buffers. This is for the construction of a new home. And the presence of this buffer would preclude the ability to build a sizable enough building on the lot.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, at this time we'll have Joey Stobbs make comments.
This is an existing lot of record that was part of the Creekwood Forest subdivision, which was platted in 1959. The majority of the houses along Creekwood Trail have the stream along the rear property line. Of this lot and the adjacent lot, the stream meanders inward to the lot, so it has a lot more impact on the buildable area of the lots. So it was platted before stream buffer ordinances were adopted, essentially. A lot of the houses on that street are in buffers. They're just existing, non-conforming properties that way. But to protect the stream and prevent erosion and reduce peak flow from widening the stream, applicants work with the city engineer, and they have put in a detention area in the back of the house to catch the runoff and let it drain slowly and to filter any sediment that would come from the runoff. So
Okay.
city engineer is supportive of the request with that addition, and we recommended approval with that same condition, that it's consistent with the site plan.
Okay, all right. Any questions for the applicant? And for the, I'm sorry, any questions for staff? And for the applicant, do you accept the condition as stated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this item, please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Variance request B18-027, allow the encroachment into the 50-foot undisturbed stream buffer for the construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628, 3336 Creekwood Trail.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18027. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18028, allow encroachment into the 75-foot impervious area surface setback for the construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628, 3336 Creekwood Trail. Rachel and Greg McCullough. Step to the podium, please.
Yes, this is a request for variance for that buffer as well for the building of a new construction home.
Okay.
Without this, there is not enough room to build a sizable enough building.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant? All right. Joey Stobbs.
Really nothing additional to add, the same. Recommended approval with that same condition.
Any questions for the staff? And for the applicant, do you accept the condition as stated?
Yes.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. If seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve variance request V18-028, allow the encroachment into the 75-foot impervious area surface setback for construction of a new single-family home, 0.25 acres, land lot 628, 3336 Creekwood Trail.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18028. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18035, allow rear setback reduction from 20 feet to 8 feet to retain an existing non-conforming deck, land lot 752, 0.21 acres, 2191 Church Road. Guy Garnett is the applicant. Good morning.
Good morning.
And for the record, can you please state your name and tell us about your variance request?
Yes, my name is Guy Garnett, and we're requesting variance to be able to retain our existing deck. We purchased the house from the original builder, and they built the deck over the rear setback line.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, at this time, you can have a seat on the front row, and Joey Stobbs will make comments, please.
Applicants requesting a variance at 2191 Church Road to allow rear setback non-conforming deck. As the applicant said, the deck was built with the original house. It's been that way. I'm not sure at what point it came to their attention that it was beyond the setback line, but it's that way now, and they're not asking to add to the deck or to do anything different. They just want to retain it how it is and do regular maintenance to it, like adding boards or redoing the rails, maintenance like that. So we haven't heard it from any opposition about the request. We've recommended approval with one condition, that variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property and substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application.
Any questions for the staff?
I have a question for the applicant.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What brought this to everyone's attention?
I had the lot surveyed for a fence, and that's when we found out where the property lines were, and the survey also included the setback.
Okay. But the HOA hasn't had any issues with it?
No, I did inform the HOA.
Okay, thanks.
And for the applicant, do you accept the one condition as stated?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Request B18-035 allows rear setback reduction from 20 feet to 8 feet to retain an existing nonconforming deck, land lot 752, 0.21 acres, 2191 Church Road.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18035. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18036. Allow rear setback reduction from 25 feet to 17 feet to extend a deck on a single-family residence, land lot 487, 0.17 acres, 2870 Green Cove Way, Will and Amanda Cox. Good morning.
So we're looking to extend our deck that currently is on the southeast corner of the house that sticks out 12 feet. We want to stretch it across the back end of the house to the southwest corner and maintain that 12-foot line. The back of the lot line is not parallel with the house, so it meets the variance on the southeast corner, but on the southwest corner it encroaches in on it. So we're looking for permission for variance so that we can build the deck across it, and it's could be closed-in sunroom.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant? All right. At this time, we'll have our staff make comments, so you can sit on the front row, please.
Applicant's requesting a variance of 2870 Green Cove Way to reduce the rear setback from 25 feet to 17 feet to extend a deck on an existing single-family residence. It's just like the applicant said, the rear lot line is not parallel to the house, so it starts coming inward on the left side of the rear of the house. So that corner of the deck, as proposed, would encroach the rear setback. We don't feel like it would have any negative impact on adjacent properties. Have not heard from any opposition from the adjacent properties. So we've recommended approval with one condition, that approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application.
Any questions for the staff? And for the applicant, do you accept the one condition as stated?
I do.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Request V18-036, allow the rear setback reduction from 25 feet to 17 feet to extend a deck on a single-family residence, land lot 487.17 acres, 2870 Green Cove Way, and with the stipulation is read into the record by staff.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18036. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18037. Allow lot size below 3 acres within South Cobb Drive Quarter Design District, land lot 412, 2.38 acres, 3379 South Cobb Drive, Travis Pruitt and Associates, David Blumenthal.
That's right.
Okay, all right, good morning.
All with Travis Pruitt and Associates. I'm representing SunTrust Bank for this application. The bank branch that is currently located at 3379 South Cobb Drive was built back in the 70s when banking was done a lot differently than it is now. It's a much bigger facility than they currently need. It's a very large building and has a, I think, 10-lane drive-through facility at the corner of the property. What SunTrust wants to do is demolish that drive-through facility and in that space build their prototype bank branch with a smaller drive-through. In order to do that, they only need about 0.78 acres of the overall parcel. This variance will allow them to subdivide the parcel and then divest themselves of the additional property that they no longer need.
What are they planning to do with that building?
It'll get sold, and
It'll get sold, okay.
hopefully the folks that buy it will be able to use it. But I guess there's also the possibility they'd come back and demolish it and redevelop that parcel entirely.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant? All right, at this time, we'll have our staff make comments, please.
Applicants requesting a variance at 3379 South Cobb Drive to allow lot size below 3 acres within South Cobb Corridor Design District. The subject property is 2.38 acres currently, so it's already below 3 acres. As the applicant said, that consists of a 2-story bank branch and then separated by 100 feet or so is the drive-through. So it's kind of a old development pattern bank that no longer, banks just don't operate like that anymore. So they want to redevelop the drive-through part and have a combined bank and drive-through on that section of the property. To do that, they have to subdivide the property so they can sell off the part that they don't need anymore. But essentially, it's already acting as 2 properties. It just doesn't have a lot line on it yet. I think the benefit of this new development is the new building will face South Cobb instead of being facing the whatever street that is. Brown. And so they'll be able to close 2 access drives that are closer to Brown. That's a huge benefit, I think. So we've recommended approval, have not heard any opposition about the request. And just have one condition, that the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the subdivision plat submitted with the variance application.
Any questions for the staff?
In doing this, Joey, this doesn't set any precedence here for others to want to subdivide and kind of deviate from our South Cobb Corridor Design District, will it?
I don't think so, because it's already has 2 separate buildings on the property. So it's already laid out that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And for the applicant, do you accept the one condition as stated? Okay. All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to introduce
Variance request V18-037 to allow lot size below 3 acres within the South Cobb Drive Corridor Design District. Land lot 412, 2.38 acres, 3379 South Cobb Drive, with the condition as read into the record by staff.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18037. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item is approval of the March 28th, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the motion to approve the March 28th License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Second that motion.
Been motioned and properly second that we approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes for March the 28th, 2018. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is approval of the April 11th, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Motion to approve April 11th, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting minutes.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the April 11th, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting minutes. Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:33 a.m. Thank you.